Hey guys, and welcome to my 2-month IKEA Millsbo greenhouse cabinet update. My name's Sam, by the way. Thank you for being here. If you're new, you guys can follow me over on Instagram at HOUSEPLANT, all of the things, TikTok too, and I do daily Q&A in my stories over on Instagram. And if you guys want to support me by signing up for Patreon, you can go to the description below and I will have my Patreon link there too. I do fun things for my Patreon members as well. So thank you guys for being here and make sure you hit the subscribe button. So it has been about 2 months since I set this cabinet up. I set it up in October and my goal with the cabinet was to hide all of the cords. I did not want to see any cords. I did not add a humidifier in there, so I have updated something to help with the humidity. I did minor weatherproofing, so I just did weather stripping on the doors. I did not caulk anything. I didn't do anything like that. So it was pretty simple and straightforward. If you guys want to go watch that video, I have on my channel of my setup. So you can watch that so you can see how I did it. But this video is just going to be talking about things that I changed since I set it up and just how things are going. So let's get right into it. I'm going to flip you guys around and I will show you the cabinet and show you what I did different. Okay, so here's the cabinet, and over the past couple months I have definitely been rotating plants in and out. I added this Leica tray, and I want to try and find just like a clear acrylic tray to put my Leica on versus this old rusty cookie sheet. So that has some work to be done. But I have noticed since adding this Leica tray, and I just keep it full of water, my humidity is definitely above 70%. It's usually closer to 80% humidity throughout the day. So I go by the apps. Down on this level though, it is, well, I just opened the door, but it's showing 66% humidity. 65 degrees. So on this lower level, I try to keep things that don't need as much humidity, or else I just make sure that they have like a little dish around them with water. So Hoya are down here. And then on this area right here, I have some other Hoyas and stuff too. So, I mean, everything has been pretty happy in here. I'm kind of surprised by the growth that I've seen in just 2 short months. We'll just open this all the way up. So here's the weather stripping I did. I have noticed some people were concerned about the fans being flush against the top. I did a test before I put these up here flush, and I held them up against the top, and then I also pulled them away and I felt the wind difference, and there was none. So I think it's getting plenty of air up through the sides and it's providing plenty of airflow. As you can see, the plants are moving, so I'm not too concerned. It actually does dry out these pretty quick since they are so close to the fans. So I might actually move those down just so they don't dry out as quickly, but they're just loving the light up there, so I don't really want to mess with them. I did have to move this one down because it was burning, so you can kind of see on there how there's some fading. It was sitting right here, and so I just moved it down to here a little bit further away from the grow lights in hopes that it will kind of recover, and the new growth is doing fine. So that tells me that it's good. I have recently added this Monstera obliqua, which is doing great. It's opened 2 new leaves since I put it in this cabinet, and I love it. I have had the hardest time with my Ficus triangularis dropping leaves, and so I just decided to throw it in this cabinet, and honestly, it stopped dropping them. It's crazy. So I think it really appreciates the extra humidity and the light, so I'm going to leave it in here for as long as it will fit, and then I'll put it back outside in the summer. All these other plants have new growth and are doing well. I don't know, I haven't changed a whole lot. That's pretty much it, just adding the Leica tray. That was probably the biggest thing, just because I don't want to have an actual humidifier in here. I still have my lights on a timer to run for 14 hours a day, and that has been good for me so far, so I'm not going to switch that anytime soon. All of the cords have stayed nice and hidden. Nothing has fallen out, nothing has shifted or anything, so that has been good. Down here, I do still have my cords back there. You can't really see. Oh, that's falling down. Like, this one is actually outgrowing this because these have grown so crazy being in here. So everything's doing great. I love these clear shelves still so much, although they do get dirty, which I guess any shelf will get dirty, but I love the clear. I feel like it makes it look so amazing and it makes me so happy every time I come in here and look at it. The pegboard has held up great too. All of the clear shelving and the pegboard is from Modern Aqua, and I will link that in the description below as well. If you go back and watch, I just used these magnets to hold the lights up, and they've held up just fine. I don't have any on top of here to help hold it or anything. It does well just with the one magnet. It's nice and quiet too, which I like. The only thing that I have noticed is these, this one up here at least, I think because of the humidity, stopped working. The one down below is still working fine, but it's in lower humidity. So I think I'm gonna have to get a different hygrometer for this part up here that's a little bit more weather resistant and stuff, because this actually happened in my other greenhouse cabinet too, and I thought they were just like faulty, like a coincidence or something, but the fact that this one went out too is not good. So I would not recommend this type for a greenhouse cabinet. I would just say my one problem, I guess, if it is a problem, is that things just dry out pretty quickly in here, even at 80% humidity. I mean, I'm watering things at least twice a week, most things anyway, which I guess isn't that bad, but them being in smaller pots and stuff just is really hard to keep up with the watering. So I guess I could always size up a little bit to keep in some moisture. All of these are doing well though, these anthurium, everything. So I'm just really happy with it. I would say overall the feedback I got was that the fans weren't installed properly or whatever, which, I mean, I get how it makes sense that they need to be away from a flat surface, but for me and for this cabinet, it works great. Like, I get plenty of airflow still, and they're not, I feel like if it was any stronger, it would just dry out my stuff so much faster. And so I personally think as long as there's some airflow going through, it doesn't need to be really strong, then it's good. And everything has been good so far. So if I start to notice problems with mold or condensation building up on things or something crazy like that, then I will increase the airflow. But for now, I think it's great. If anything, I might just add a fan on the bottom shelf, just because that air is having to go through 2 layers. And so, I mean, I don't think it's that necessary. I think that because the humidity is lower down there too, it's not as necessary to have a ton of airflow. So I'm gonna just leave it for now, but in the future, if I need to add one, I will. What else? I just have loved this cabinet so much. I think it is such a beautiful piece of furniture, and I love the addition that I did of the clear shelves. I think those make all the difference for me anyway, and my aesthetics that I'm trying to achieve with this. And if you guys have any questions about it, just leave them in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe if you would like to see more updates. I'm thinking I'll probably update again in a couple months and see how things are going. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you in the next one.